Hi, everybody. It's Carol Maloney Scott with Career Happiness Map Coaching, and I'm doing some more interviews. And today I have with me Donna Donovan. Donna was a client of mine recently, and she lives in Richmond, Virginia, and has been a paralegal for 20 years, or I should say had been a paralegal for 20 years. She recently changed careers, and now she is both in a full-time corporate job and also her real estate business, which she's going to tell us a little bit about as well. And Donna has also been a board and committee member for local, state, and national associations during her paralegal career. And she came to me through some of my early postings on Facebook, and Donna and I actually know each other previously. But you know, she kind of saw what I was doing, and I think some of the stuff I was posting seemed like it resonated with her, and she reached out to me and said, hey, I want to do that. So we started working together in one-on-one coaching. So Donna, thank you so much for being here. And so can you tell everybody a little bit about what prompted you to seek career coaching and, you know, read the stuff that I wrote and raise your hand and say, you know, you wanted to do it?
Well, working as a paralegal for so many years, I loved the work for the longest time, but I got to the point where it just wasn't fulfilling. I loved the company I worked with. I loved the people, but I was making myself sick about going to work because I really did not want to do the work. It bored me to tears. Mm-hmm. So over the past few years, I would reach out to my HR person at work and talk to them about, you know, is there something else in the company I could do? And different ones that I've spoken with, different HR people that I spoke with, they all said, I have no skills for any other position in the company. And that really got me down, and I just didn't know what to do. I thought, I'm stuck in this boring job, and it's just, I'm going nowhere, and I just, you know, what can I do? So then I saw that Carol had started posting things. She started her new business, and I thought, this is what I need. I need to talk to somebody to find out, do I have anything I can offer other positions, other companies, other bosses, you know, get out of this field I'm in, and, you know, how can I change careers at my age? Because I want to do something totally different, something more exciting. And then I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk to Carol and see if she can help me, which she has.
Thank you. Yeah. So I think one of the things that you mentioned there that I wanted to point out to people is, you know, this whole concept of the human resources person told you that you didn't have any other skills. When you told me that, I was like rubbing my temples, like, why do they do that? But I know why they do it. You know, I worked in, you know, talent acquisition, which is under the umbrella of human resources, you know, for 20 years. So I know why they do it. They do it because they're an agent of the company. You're doing a good job in the role you're in. So it is in the best interests of that organization for you to keep doing what you're doing, because, and then also, so that's one reason. And then sometimes they just don't know what to do. They don't know. They look at you and they're like, you're a paralegal. You've been a paralegal for 20 years. That's what you are. That's the box we want you to stay in. We don't have the time, the knowledge, the effort, the whatever to figure out how to help you to do something else. The internal career development is very much on the employee to figure out. Some companies do a good job with it, but the vast majority don't. So it's, you know, so, but I really hate to hear that, because I think what happens is, you know, you did something, you did the right thing. You know, you went and raised your hand and said, hey, I'd like to do something different in this company. I've been here all these years. I want to contribute. How else could I do something different? And you were basically shot down. So the moral of the story is, if you're an HR person, don't do that, because Donna doesn't work there anymore. So, so we started working together, yeah, and kind of breaking down some of that. And I think also, you know, as you just mentioned, you were starting even to like make yourself sick from going to work, even though, you know, it wasn't like any terrible thing happened there to you, but it was just, you were just so done. I just kept, every time we talked, I just kept feeling like she is so done with this. Like she just, you know, really needs a change. So can you just share a little bit about, and I know it's like I'm asking you to say this, and here I am sitting right here, That's your coaching experience with me. And just, and not, you know, with me or just even, you know, like with coaching in general, you know, because it sounds like when we first started working together that it's something that you hadn't really done before and you hadn't really sought that type of help. So, so how was the coaching experience for you? I guess, was it weird at first? Was it like, I don't know how this is going to do anything? Like, could you just kind of walk through a little bit of how the process was for you?
Right. Well, I didn't think it was too weird at first because I was so ready. I needed help.
Yeah.
and I know you, so
Right.
I knew, you know, I know your personality, and I wanted you to be firm and aggressive with me and say, Donna, you know, these are your goals. You need to do this and that. Just stay on top of me. So
Right.
I thought the whole process was great. I like the homework that you gave. You know, just little things I need to really make me think. About dig deeper into my skills so I understand more. You know, I have these top level skills, but what does that mean? And you help me figure out, because if I know how to do this, then really just digging deeper into that and just kind of figure out what could I do with those skills. So that was very helpful. Also, you helped me with my confidence, because my confidence was gone. I mean, as far as my work level, you know, I'm like, I just can't do anything else, you know. But then talking with you and learning that other people go through the same thing, that was actually good to hear, because I thought, this is only happening to me. What's wrong with me? Why is this happening to me? Why do I feel this way? And you know, it just helped. Talking to you just helped me so much. Just realize this is a common problem with a lot of people, and they get burned out. It happens a lot, and you're not the only one. It doesn't mean that you're not appreciative or, you know, grateful for everything you've had.
Right.
But when it's time to move on, it's time to move on, and you gave me that confidence to do that.
Awesome. There's actually a section in my book that released today, I should say, The Smart Chick's Guide to Career Happiness, and I actually put a section in there called Grateful Not Satisfied. And, you know, I think a lot of us think like, yeah, we need to be grateful. You know, we want to be grateful for what we have. And, you know, I did that myself. I said, oh, you know, with my last role, you know, my last corporate job, oh, how could I want to quit this job? I get to work from home. I work for nice people. I work with nice people. Nobody really does anything terrible to me. It's a good job. It's a job many people would want. I'm paid well. All these things, I would say I was grateful for, but all that gratitude did was help me stay stuck. So I think, you know, you want to be grateful for what you have, yes, but it's okay to be grateful and still want more or want something different. That doesn't make you ungrateful. It just makes you a human being who wants to grow and develop and learn. You know, so I think that's a really important point. And yeah, the confidence thing is huge, especially for women our age. You know, middle-aged women, we have really been beaten down by, you know, society and just a lot of things, you know, the media, whatever, you know, a lot of it. And I don't think I've had one single client yet, you know, who is a woman, even over 40, let alone over 50, who doesn't feel that to some extent that they have some kind of an expiration date on, you know, their happiness. And then if they haven't figured it out by a certain date, well, it's just over. And, you know, now they have to just be satisfied with what they have. So yeah, so the confidence thing is huge. And I think you can't just sit around by yourself and say, I need to be more confident, because I mean, that just doesn't work. And I didn't even just say, Donna, you need to be more confident, although I probably did say that, but I mean, that's really not what coaching is. I mean, we talk about how to build confidence, and there's a whole section in the book as well, just about confidence. That's actually a whole one of the 6 sections, because it's vital. If you don't have confidence, you're not going to be able to put yourself out there. And I think, you know, going through all those exercises, I watched you every time I talked to you and interacted with you, I watched you develop that confidence. And it was, from my perspective, really cool to watch, you know, to watch a client go from, I don't want to go to work today at all. I'm going to call in sick because I don't want to go to the meeting, or whatever. What happens in the meeting? Nothing terrible. I just don't want to go. You know, from that space of, and telling me I have no other skills. I was like, that's not true. I can't possibly. You know, I knew that was not true, you know, but I had to work with you, and you had to do all this work yourself, to come to that conclusion that wasn't true. And I think, yes, I facilitate the process and I provide some tools, but you have to do the work, and you did do the work. And that's why, you were very open to the process, even though you didn't see the way out. I think like when we first started, I felt like you didn't see you didn't see what this was going to actually do for you doing this thing, but somehow you were like, all right, I'm just going to trust the process, and I'm just going to do the things and go with it. And so I think, that's why you had a good result, really, is because you did the work, and you were open to the process, which is really important. So, so were there any aha moments that you think you wouldn't have reached on your own? So you think the confidence piece is there anything else that you think you wouldn't have realized on your own?
There was a lot. I knew about, like the fear of change, and I knew I had that, but I think for the most part, it's just realizing through you, number one, the role of HR, and not the whole role. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That agenda is not your agenda necessarily, right?
Yes, they're wonderful. It's a wonderful group, but just keeping people with the company. Anyway, so it's just learning that there are so many other people that are going through what I'm going through, and it's like, I just can't. I think that was a big thing. Just and the stories that you told, they're like, that's my story.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. That's exactly what I'm going through, or what you've been through, what some other people have been through.
Right.
Wow, it's just.
Right. Well, we learn a lot from community, and that's why, even though I do like doing one-on-one coaching with people, I'm starting a group coaching course for job seekers in the beginning of February, and it's going to be the first time I'm doing, a formal group coaching course, and I'm really excited about that because I think people really do learn in community, and I think there is, I've been in those types of courses. I haven't been the facilitator, but I've taken a lot of those types of courses with coaches myself and things like that. And at first you think, oh, well, it does, their stuff doesn't apply to me, or I just want to talk about my stuff, because we all want to talk about ourselves, our favorite topics. But I've learned a lot from other people's, struggles and situations in groups. So so I think, certainly in one-on-one, we can get a lot of that, and we can also get a lot of that in groups. But I think just knowing, that you're not the only one, you're not weird, you're not going through something that, like, there's something wrong with you. It's like, it's just that you've come to a crossroads, and now you need to keep going, and people get stuck in that spot and they don't see which way to go. It's very hard when you're close to your own stuff, whatever we're close to. And that's why, like, I have a coach for the business, because I want to do things in the business, and I either sometimes don't know how to go about doing them, or I'm not sure, like, how to structure it, or I just need someone to, for me, I need someone to say, Carol, you can't do this many things at once. Really bad. Really bad. But, so we all need help because we're really close to our own stuff, and like, I'd much rather give you critique on your resume than my own resume. Like, I really, even though I've had my own business, I should update my own resume, and like, I don't want to do that because it's my stuff, it's easier to sell other people, than to sell yourself.
Right, exactly.
So what advice would you give to other middle-aged women, particularly, because that is really a lot of my audience, women our age, and some younger, some older, but, what advice would you give to women who have been in a career for a while, and they just feel like they don't want to do it anymore, to the point where, like, and I know I've felt like this, and I think you kind of felt like this too, like, literally you're almost to the point where, like, you want to run out of the building like your hair is on fire. Like, you just, like, I don't want to do this anymore, but yet you don't see anywhere to go, and you need to earn some money. Now, of course, I know that you also do the real estate business, so if you want to talk a little bit about that too, I'd like to have you share that as well. Your side gig with the viewers. But so what advice would you give somebody who's trying to juggle all this stuff and figure it out?
Well, just to stay strong and keep at it. You know, life's short, and it didn't hit me till the last couple of years that, you know, because I kept telling myself, oh, I'm too old to make a change. You
Mhm.
know, who's going to hire me to start over something new? Or, you know, I'll be retiring in so and so number of years anyway, so why
Right,
change
right,
anything? But then as I got older, it's like, well, you know, life is short. We don't know when it's going to end. Why go to work miserable every
right.
day? You know, I mean, just you've got to take that leap. You've got to, especially if you're feeling down and you just don't want to go to work and you just don't
Mhm.
feel confident in your skills and abilities anymore. You just feel weighed down. It's time. You know, you have to change. And
Mhm.
even if you want to go back to school, it's not too late to go back to school and get a
Right.
different degree or get your first degree. You know, it's just that's the big thing. I think it's try. I know it's very scary to make a change, especially when you're thinking about finances. You really want to do
Mhm.
what's right for you and your family, but it's important to be happy so you're healthy. So you
Right.
have to, you know, do something different. And it's one other thing I did about a year or so ago was because I wasn't sure where I was going to go with my career,
Mhm.
but I've always been interested in real estate, so I went ahead and got my real estate license. So if I ever ended my corporate career early, I, you know, definitely do this full time. Or when I retire, I'm going to do real estate full time. So I did get my license and
Mhm.
been working on that, selling some homes, and it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed. I love, and this has allowed me to work with people and to
Mhm.
get back out in front of people, because my last job, the type of work I did, I just sat in front of the computer all day, and I could go
Mhm.
a full week and not speak to a person
Right.
outside of email.
Mhm.
So it was really nice to have that to help get me through those weeks. So, but I do
Yeah.
enjoy that.
I find a lot of my clients, especially that are in like our age range and even, closer to retirement, a lot of they're in that space where they tell me, well, maybe I'll just figure out how to suck this up until retirement and keep doing this until retirement. But then I'll say, how far is retirement? Oh, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. And then I'm like, okay, no, that's too many years of your life to continue to do something that you don't like and to be unhappy and have it affect your
Right.
health and your relationships and all that. So no. So, and I think the fact that you figured out a balance between, you didn't run out like your hair was on fire. You found another good position in the corporate world where you now seem like you're so much happier, which just makes me just so happy to know that you've done that. And also the side gig, which is a thing you really like to do. And sure, it's extra work, but it sounds like it's work that you really like. I mean, and that's even what I did initially with the coaching was I started doing it while I was still in my corporate job as well. And I did make the decision to leave and do coaching full time, but, there's a lot of clients who, are, somewhere between, 5 and 12-ish years out from retirement, who are building these really great side businesses. And it's so exciting because it's like I can see how they could like just segue, it's like and then just, eventually sail off into the cool retirement thing. And and that's not to say we all need to work till we're 80, but I think that for most of us in 2020, I think for most of us who think about it, I'm 51 right now. And when I was young, of course, I thought that sounded super old. But now that I am 51, I think I have a long time left where I'm going to want to work and contribute and do something, and that where I can, and, and if it doesn't feel like work and it's fun, then that's terrific, so that's another thing I really love doing is helping women figure out like not only how to find another job, but also how to figure out maybe how to incorporate some of their passions into something else in addition to the job, because there really
Right.
isn't only one way to work. And I think a lot of people think that, you work here and then you retire and then you don't work, and there's about 100 different variations on that theme, right, that we could all have.
Right.
And you're an empty nester like me too, right? You and your husband don't have any kids at home anymore, and nor do we. And yeah, so it's like it's your time to shine. And if anything, I'm seeing women in middle age now just really killing it. I mean, you know, a friend of mine just published her first book at 62. Came out a couple of days ago, and you know, I mean, I published my first book, I think I was 45 or 6, you know, and it's like, as long as you are healthy of mind and body, that's how I look at it. As long as you're well, you know, and healthy, and you can do things, then there is no expiration date on, you know, happiness and fun. But it was a pleasure working with you, Donna, in our coaching. I miss our chats. We need to chat more so that we keep in touch and know what's going on. And definitely
Yes,
we'll
definitely.
keep you in mind for real estate for sure when we sell this place I'm living in here. And move on to something else. And I'm definitely putting the link to Donna's real estate business in this post so that anybody that does want to reach out to her, you know, professionally for that certainly can do that. And I just thank you for taking the time during your workday to do this with me. I know it's weird if you're not used to doing this sort of thing. So I appreciate you being like, I am brave. I'm going to get on the camera. You look great. You're doing a great job. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.